Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a video where we relearn manners. Some of these are funny, but most of these I actually didn't even know. And I feel like a lot of people like not lately, like in the past like few years, people have like not lost manners, but even me, like I'm not saying it's just I'm teaching others because I'm learning with y'all, but I'm saying like slowly started to drift away, but still have it. The smallest things, you know what I'm saying? So what I did is I researched old school manners, like old-fashioned manners, manners that kids should learn, and then I did adult. So I have 3 categories and I searched all of these. Nothing is from my brain. As I was reading it, I'm like, wow, we should know this. If everybody really practiced all of this, including me, it would be a better place. I'm just gonna read it and then we're both gonna have a reaction. But I mean, you're gonna see my reaction to it because some of these, I just kept writing it down. I just got it from like these like articles and stuff like that. So first, I wanted to do the old school etiquette. Give me a second, I need some chapstick. Watch my camera before someone steals it. Thanks. Okay, I'm back. The first thing is helping a lady put on her jacket. I've seen this in movies, but to think about it, like now, girls would, I mean, I wouldn't want someone else, some random person helping me put on my jacket. That's just me, but that was manners back then. I feel uncomfy, very uncomfy. Like someone's like, I just feel them from the back. Like, I mean, obviously, they would ask like, hey, can I help you put on your jacket? But still, like, I could do it myself. I don't think I would want that. And then next, which I thought was very interesting, and maybe a lot of people know it and I just don't know it, but a lady's not supposed to fill her own gas for her car. So as soon as like you pull up to the gas station, I read like back in the day, once you stop and they see you're a lady, like a random guy will come like, hey, let me fill up your gas. First of all, how does that work? Because do you give them your credit card and then they put your stuff? But mind you, this is back then, so I guess they use cash. And I don't know if the lady's supposed to tip them. It's expected from them, but I just thought that was interesting because would I want that? In a cold day, yes. Oh, I also heard in New Jersey, you don't fill your gas. You just go to the gas station, someone else fills it for you. Why can't we have that? Next is ask a lady for help for like anything. A guy sees a lady like carrying a bunch of groceries or something, like, hey, can I help you? And carry it. They just ask for help, like anything. Like, may I help you? Can I help you? That's from the article. I have never heard. Actually, I've seen like a lot from grown men. They'll come up like, oh, do you need help with that? Like if you're actually struggling carrying water, like you know that 40-pack water. I've seen that like a couple of times, but nobody under 30. But you know, I feel like now a lot of women, we do it ourselves, which I like that, but at the same time, don't be too independent. Like I've seen myself doing that, where I'm like too independent, where I do not let a guy help me at all. When I'm in a relationship, don't let the guy take his role. Then it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, like I can do everything on my own. And it's not like a partnership, but it's more like, you know, independent. Next is sending letters. That is so back then, but you know, now it's a text, you know, same thing. I feel like it's the same thing, but letters mean so much. But I saw this meme that was like, when he blocks me on something and I still have things to say, and the lady's like licking the letter mail. Have I wrote a letter? We used to write letters, like when I was at the residential school, we used to write letters like to say thank you for Christmas gifts and stuff like that. But other than that, like I don't think I've ever written a letter, but I think it's cute. You know, one thing is I never keep cards, you know, like those birthday cards where they're like, I don't really keep it except if it's like meaningful. I have like 5 that I've kept from people, like, you know, when I was graduating or something that actually meant something, I keep it. If not, I don't. Especially the ones where it's like, congratulations, like graduation, and then it just has a money in there. Like, why keep it? Throw it away. No. This next one is standing when being introduced. It's very uncomfortable, especially for like people, but since I'm a senior in college now, this year, most of my classes, we had to stand and say our name and stuff because it's like professional. I agree with this. I think we should do this more. It is more professional because like, especially if you're in a crowded area, I understand like, if you stand up, then they'll notice you. Okay, and then this one. Don't casually touch strangers. Huh? Not in an appropriate way, just like, hey, can I touch your hair? Okay, that's a different story, but that is not, yeah, no. Unless the person's like okay with it. But I thought this was funny because I don't know who like casually touches random people. That is the wrap for old school. And then I searched kids and adults. So I'm gonna do kids first and then adult. I searched the manners for like what we should teach our kids. Simple manners, so something everybody should know. But most of it I was like, oh, I should do that more. Don't double dip. This is very interesting because I don't know if I like double dip or not, to be honest. If I'm eating with someone else, I've never heard a complaint from someone else that I was doing it. I also don't notice it when someone else does it. I probably need to pay attention more to this because double dipping, I understand. It's disgusting because people take a bite of something and their plaque is on it and then they dip it again and then the plaque stays in that marinara sauce and then somebody dips on it and then now you got their plaque. I'm gonna start noticing that. Next, it says don't comment on someone else's physical appearance that they can't change. So if it's like you're trying to help your friend because the colors they're wearing is not matching up, you know, or something is like you could see their bra, or you can see something that's like you can help them with, that's good. But obviously saying it, don't be like not out loud, but helping them. If it's a physical appearance they can't change, don't even comment about it. Even if you have like the thought, I actually really agree with this because keep your negative opinions to yourself. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. I live by that. Oh, this one I actually learned 3 years ago, like my sophomore year in college. Is that 3 years ago? Or like 2 years ago, yeah. So you say, hey, or someone says, hey, how are you? And you just say good. And you just like walk away. I used to do that all the time. People used to be like, hey, how are you? And I would just be like, good. And I would just walk away. You have to ask them back. It's manners to ask them back. So now I made a habit to be like, good, how are you? That's like one quote. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? And now that's all I do. Anyone, even strangers. When cashiers that come into like a coffee shop or something, like, hey, good morning, how are you? Good, how are you? They'll be like, good, what can I get for you? You know? I'm glad I learned that because all those times where I'm like good, they're probably like, am I like chopped liver? Like ask back, you know? Some people get surprised. That's one thing. And I feel like a lot of people just say good because sometimes I'm like, good, how are you? They're like, oh, hi, I'm good too. Like they start stuttering because I feel like they don't hear that a lot. Next is back to the dining room etiquette. Don't eat and talk. I feel like that should be something we should all know. From all of this, like it should be known. Like don't eat and talk. I've had people like talk in front of me and the food landed right here. Or if you really need to say something, like just cover it, like yeah, it's over there, like someone asks you while you're eating. Next is when someone invites you, thank them. I have a story about this. I think this is important because some people think it's like the other person's supposed to do that, but you never know what's like behind the scene of getting the stuff ready for that sleepover or dinner or that lunch or anything that's invited. So I feel like just saying thank you makes the others feel appreciated. So I feel like that's very important. So I used to never do that again. Wait, so I used to never do that before. I was very quiet and like this was when I was like 15, 16. I got invited to someone's house. Somebody invited me a house, but it's not their house. It was a family friend's house. This person's very important. They have like an important role. So for them to invite their family and then also me, it was like a big deal, but I didn't really know. I was like, okay, like I'm supposed to be going there. So I went and they fed us, like we had like a grill barbecue thing. Okay, so they speak a different language and it's not my language. It's not Amharic. They're talking and they kind of know English. I thought in my head, oh, I shouldn't say thank you because the family that I'm with, they're gonna say thank you for me. Huh? I mean, they fed me. Did the family eat for me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just stood back. Everybody's saying thank you. The guy that lives there comes up to me and says thank you to me. And I was like, I didn't even say anything. I don't even know what I said, but I did not say thank you. And I left. And I remember my friend was mad. You should just say thank you because they did do a lot. And inviting me, you know what I'm saying? They know I'm not part of the family. I don't look like the family. Since that time, I try to practice saying thank you. I mean, now I'm more comfortable with talking to others. Or another thing is like if someone gives you a ride, say thank you. And like as you enter, also say hi. Like even if you don't know them, go inside, say hi, leave, say thank you. Along with the hi, what they said is say hi when entering a room. And I think that's very important. That's another thing I learned the past few years. So when you come in the room, even if you don't know them, just say hi and go back in your room. Or like say hi and then go where you need to go. It's just to let someone know like you entered. I don't know, like it's just manners. I can't even explain it. It's something that we should all do. But an example is like when you're living with a roommate and like your roommate invites people, the people don't know you, so you just come in, you just say hi and you go back to your room or something like that. That's the example I had. If your family invites guests over and you enter a room, just say hi. Ethiopian culture, if you're Ethiopian, you know you have to go around saying hi to people, shaking their hands, cheek to cheek, and then leaving. It's like, oh, okay. She just doesn't slither in, do her things, come out. Proper etiquette. Don't whisper in front of others. I hate when this happens. Even if it's two people I don't know and I'm like studying with them for class or something and they just start whispering, it's like, just talk about it later or text each other. I really try not to do that. The conversation, the whisper can wait, or like you can text. If it's really an emergency, you could text them. I just think it's very childish when people whisper in front of others. This is part of the children etiquette, like manners. Okay, next, to finish it off, it's the adult manners. So all of these manners, like you can obviously use it as like when you're an adult, but the article says like as an adult, you should do this. So even if you don't know it, like you should do it. Okay, and then the first one is being on time. My family takes a long time to get anything, so I do everything like way ahead of time. If something's at 6, I start getting ready at 4, like just to get ready. But by myself, I feel like I'm not even that late sometimes, but I do catch myself slipping sometimes. I'm like, what? But if it's like a gathering, birthday parties, dinner, something, oh, dinner, no, because there's reservation, it's their time. But I'm saying like if it's someone's hosting at their house, don't be like 3 hours late. But I don't care if it's like 30 minutes, hour, 1 hour. The African time, where if it's 6 o'clock, everybody shows up at 7. I think that's okay, as long as it doesn't cost them anything if they're like in the place or in the venue. But weddings, I feel like you should be on time. As soon as the ceremony starts, especially with the church, like you should be there. Don't be late, not even like 10 minutes. Just be on time. Be 10 minutes early. Next is give genuine compliments. And I stand by this now, because before I would agree with everything, but now if I actually want to give a compliment, I make sure it's actually genuine before just telling it. Because I would want genuine compliments to me instead of being like, oh yeah, I like this, I like this. I'm like, wait, you do? And I know when someone's giving genuine compliments, so I know others know if I'm giving genuine compliment. Next is act and look your best. I don't know if this is manners. I think it's something we should do all the time. You look good, you smell good, you feel good. All of that. To look your best, you're more approachable. You look like you take care of yourself. You look confident. It's like one of the top things we should all do. The last one, they said, on a date, if you ask, you pay. You know how long this conversation argument has been? Like around my friend circle, everything. It's like we can't figure it out. And I think this makes sense, because I think split half, especially the first few times, unless the person offers to pay. This one makes sense, because if you ask, do you want to have a lunch meeting? Hey, you want to go here? I think you should pay. But if you both agree, I think it should be split. But at the same time, how can you both agree? One person has to ask. See, I'm thinking about it now. If the person asks, they pay. It doesn't matter if you're the girl and then the guy. The girl asks, hey, we should go here. We should go to the movies. I think she should pay. And then if the guy's like, hey, you want to go out to dinner? He should pay. I think that would just solve the problem of like people paying, not paying. People like, oh, he didn't pay, he's broke, you know? Okay, so that's all the manners that I searched up. I hope you got some things. If some of these manners are like weird, or like you have some opinions about it, write it in the comments below, because I was just in this room by myself just talking. So if you do have some type of response, comment down below. I really want to know. I learned some of these. I've never heard some of these, and some of these I'm like, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Come again.